Welcome back to my channel. Hopefully back if you've been a current subscriber. Hopefully if you're new, you will click subscribe, like, share, comment, all the things. I feel like it's really important to get this information out there, especially because, in my opinion, the company is being incredibly deceptive about the gut health protocol or gut protocol that Beachbody is doing. And I have some major concerns with it, and they're just not addressing it. It's super interesting. I happen to know that there are some various coach groups where people are going and they have questions. Things aren't working, or their challengers are experiencing different things, their customers, and they're like, I don't know why this is happening. Can anyone help me out? It is not Autumn. It is not Carl. It is not this mysterious team of registered dietitians and doctors that Beachbody has on their staff that nobody seems to know who they are. None of them are answering the questions. What's happening is other coaches are answering the questions. So you really have the blind leading the blind in this. But let's talk about maybe some of the issues that people have talked about on this. Unexplained rashes. This poor woman, I think she said it's been 2 weeks that she just developed a rash, and it's increasing. She can't figure out why. Why would that be happening? Nobody knows. And they're like, I don't know what to tell you. I do. Take some Benadryl, call a doctor. Like, you need to figure this out. A lot of people, here's the problem. Oh my God. Well, one of the many. They all these Beachbody coaches have said for so long how healthy they are because they've been following the portion fix containers and they have been watching what they're eating and they're super healthy. But now they are completely changing. They are introducing an insane number of foods. I don't understand. There are a few things I don't understand with the gut protocol. One is why 10 grams of added sugar? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to me. The only reason you would have 10 grams of added sugar is because that will cover Shakeology and Energize. So it will cover the products that you want them to purchase from you. But I have seen nothing that says why 10 grams of added sugar is the magic number. Most people would say, like, for a gut health thing, like 0 added sugar. If you're going to do it, go big. So that's really odd to me. And then having 30 plants in a week. Why? Why do you need to have 30 plants? And it's not like they're getting full servings of them. I could have a bite and that's 30 plants. Why? It doesn't make any sense. Especially if you are trying to eliminate things that may hurt your stomach. Why are you introducing all of these vegetables that have so much fiber and you're hurting your stomach? So people who have not been having digestive issues are now having digestive issues. They're like, I don't know what's happening. It took me months to lose 5 pounds and now I've gained 3. I'm insanely bloated. I don't feel well. What is happening? Okay, well, maybe your stomach can't handle that amount of fiber and all of those veggies. It's crazy to me. Let's see, what are some of the other things? Flaky skin. For some people, the supplements are actually causing problems. They're hurting their stomach, they're causing constipation, and when they stop the supplements, that goes away. Maybe it's a good thing that they ran out of those. One of them, she was like, this only had me eating 1,200 calories a day, and I'm used to eating 1,600 calories a day. She wasn't losing any weight. She wasn't feeling great. She upped her calories and started losing weight again. She was basically starving herself, and her body was getting freaked out. It was like, no. We need to bring this back in. And then here is the biggest problem. The coaches want to help their challengers. They do. I fully believe that most of these coaches, their heart is in the right place. They want to do it, but they don't have the knowledge and no one is willing to help them. When they do ask questions, they get yelled at on a live by Autumn. And so these coaches, their hands are being tied. And the other thing that the company did that I have some issues with, I guess, is rather than saying, coaches, we want all of you to experience this first, then you can roll it out to your customers, because the coaches are doing it with their customers. They have all of the same questions. They don't have any answers, and they've never done it before. They've never had the experience before. Why would they do that? Well, I have a few thoughts on that. Maybe because and these are just my guesses, in my opinion, that the coaches are the customers. The coaches are the customers. So if they're not selling to people who aren't part of Beachbody, nobody who just sees this and is like, oh, that's a good idea. Let's do an elimination diet with someone who is completely untrained and inexperienced. Sounds like a good time. No, they're not doing that. They are not doing that. So I went in to look at a couple of things just to show you guys some examples of kind of some of the issues. First, we're going to look at some of the success stories, and then we will look at some of the issues that people have been having, because it's been kind of interesting to go through. I am going to blur faces on some of these. You'll see why. Okay, so let me rewind it. All right, this is where I have an issue with before and after pictures. In the before, she's standing straight, legs parallel to each other, hands on hips, just a very basic. You look at her week 3 picture. She's leaning forward, her leg is popped, her hands are down. She is totally posed in a completely different way. Completely different way. That is not an accurate before and after. It also, to me, looks like she's sucking in, but she is definitely leaning forward. That's a problem. That's a problem. Let's see the next one. Okay, so here is the other thing. They continually say it is not about weight loss. Then why front and center on every single picture that you were putting out is the weight loss and the inches lost on there? Down 7.2 pounds, 5.5 inches. I believe she was in the coach test group. Another one, down 6.6 pounds, 12.75 inches. And her before and after, I think, actually is fairly similar as far as positioning and all of that, lighting. 8.4 pounds, 5 inches. And then she says clearer skin. But again, does it look like she cleared up some skin issues in that? Yes, it does. But your lighting is totally different. Your angle is totally different. You can't compare these pictures to each other. And have I told you guys, one of the reasons that I have the biggest issue with this is because the coach, my upline coach, when I was in a group with her, she started posting before and after photos that were completely falsified. They were completely wrong. Her before picture was actually where she was now, and her after picture had happened several years before that. It was crazy. And when called on it, she didn't do anything about it. And that was really frustrating to me. Really frustrating. I still have those pictures. Maybe I'll break them out one day. All right, so here is the interesting thing. And we talked about them having them all go through it together. And I did this as a coach. So a new program would come out. For me, though, I'm talking about the fitness, right? So new workout programs. They would come out. You would be like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for Size to come out. I'm so excited for 22-minute hardcore, whichever program it was. Do you want to do it with me? If your challenger did not like that program, there were a lot of other options that they could choose. They weren't locked into something. With this, the gut protocol, they all were like, let's do this together. Let's link arms and, do this together. So they did. What happens if it's not working for you? When there was the program Hammer and Chisel, which was Siggy and Autumn, I can't think of a worse combination of trainers than than those two. And I did, tons of promotions. I bought a bench because, of course, you had to have a bench. You could do it with an exercise ball, but you're not going to get as good of results. So I bought a bench, and I hated it. I hated every minute of it. And I still felt like I needed to complete the program because it is so ingrained in you to do programs from start to finish that I felt guilty. And I didn't even have anyone that I don't think I'd had anyone sign up specifically to do hammer and chisel because they were like, not my thing. Yeah, I found out it wasn't my thing either. With the gut protocol, it was, let's link arms, let's do this together. And now what happens if it's not working for you? What if you're one of the people that is having all of these crazy digestive issues and you just had all of these people join you? You had all of these people do it with you and now you're not going to do it? What? And it's kind of like the video that I did before. People who, and there was another coach that did this too, they're traveling during this time frame. So they are not doing the program. They're not doing it. So this whole linking arms with me thing doesn't work. So we're going to look at a few coaches. I'm probably not going to blur her face. This is she has been a top Beachbody coach. And let's be real, she is really close to the top of that pyramid and makes an insane amount of money. The people she has under her, whew, she's making a lot. Okay. So she says on here, I switched workouts last week and started a new nutrition plan. All of a sudden, I found myself not feeling it. So she's still doing the workouts. So instead of forcing it, I just changed my path back to what I was already enjoying. I may inevitably go back and try again, but keeping my healthy rhythm is more important to me right now. What about the people that you sold this to? You were one of the top sellers of the gut protocol. What about those people? That is my, and I don't fault them. And I think she was pretty dang honest in her, in hers. All right. So now we're going to get to another coach. Okay. I feel bad for this coach and I am going to blur her face. So her before picture was a week ago. And then it was about 7 days later. She was totally bloated. The last 12 hours have been brutal. I don't know for sure that the gut protocol has anything to do with it, but I do know that I've been feeling like dog poop doing this program. I'm going to have to throw in the towel on this one. We'll chat more tomorrow when I hopefully feel better. Someone said, I wonder if it's from the peppers you've been eating or do you think it's the meat still? I want to try this program, but I'm afraid now. Please, please, please do not be afraid of this program. It has worked absolute wonders on so many women. I can't be sure that that's what's going on. And I've watched so many ladies with transformations that are jaw-dropping. You got to try stuff for yourself. But at what cost? At what cost are you going to try this for yourself? And it's hard. You're telling people that it has definitely not worked for you, but it's probably going to work for you. So maybe you spend $200 so that I can get a good commission. I feel like the gut protocol is a game changer for people that aren't mindful of their gut and foods that make them feel the best. But I think you had a healthy, balanced gut to start. Cottage cheese, yogurt, fruits, and veggies regularly. Doing the program may have disrupted what was balanced on its own. I love this person. Whoever did this comment to her, oh, thank you. It's also one of the problems with the digestive enzymes. Most people don't need them. But then if you introduce them, you're going to have to take them forever. Autumn had this be part of the program because she needed them. Not everybody does. And she said, there are things that I learned my first week that I'll continue, like incorporating kimchi or fermented foods, plant-based proteins, etc., but I need to get myself back. Now, we're going to hear how she's feeling from her. Where or what do you get to eat when your stomach is uneasy, but you still have an appetite?
Here's the thing with being like stomach sick is like the best things for your stomach to eat are things that are like high in carbs. Oh, this is where we're at. like high in carbs and starch to like soak up stomach stuff, but also like I want to fuel my body with foods that will make it feel better, but like vegetables and fruits are really high in fiber and we don't need any help with that right now.
Okay, so how sad is this? She's like, I know the foods that will make my stomach feel better, but I don't dare eat them because it's not part of the plan. And honestly, it's probably not part of either plan. Just to have like toast and saltine crackers or whatever she has decided makes her stomach feel good. She doesn't dare eat those things.
Right? Like, I don't need a whole pot of noodles, but like, I think that's what's going to make me feel better. Like noodles.
If that is what is going to make you feel better, eat it. You don't have to have permission from Autumn or from anyone else to eat food that is going to be good for your body.
Toast. Yeah.
I'm on the mend, had butter noodles and chicken and apple sausage for dinner and a piece of sourdough with butter. Took a walk with my boys, took a shower drinking Pedialyte. Prayers I wake up normal tomorrow. And she did start feeling better. All right, so now let's pause here. We are going to get to another top coach. Her name is Ashley Molstad, and if you've been following Beachbody coaches for a long time, you will know who she is. She has also been a top coach multiple times and is a public figure, so I'm not going to be blurring her face. She tends to have a lot of issues with the nutrition programs. For her, it mainly has to do with drinking, with alcohol. And she had decided, and she had made a pretty big deal about doing the gut protocol and going all in. And she sold, an insane number of gut protocol packages. Guess what? I think from what I could see, she maybe followed it for a couple of days, and that's it. So now we are going to hear from Ashley.
Up here more, or I just show up more authentically. So the truth is, I did the gut protocol and it feels good, but it also feels like not what I want to be doing anymore. So I'm still like, tonight, we go out to dinner, we went out to Mexican, went to Mexican for lunch and dinner. I didn't have any of the chips and salsa, no, what is it called? Gluten, dairy, corn, artificial sugar, highly processed. Like, I'm still not doing any of it.
What did she eat at the Mexican restaurant? I'm just curious. And the fact that she's saying she didn't eat any of those things.
But I'm having a drink. Because I like to. And I didn't.
Alcohol is one of the biggest parts of this, of the gut protocol, in not having any alcohol because of the damage that it causes to your internal organs.
In the moment, right? I thought about it. And so anyway, I went 3 weeks and I feel good, but I've done so much work. I don't like outsourcing. I don't like outsourcing my body. When I move it.
Okay, so that was the last part of hers, but she says she doesn't like having someone tell her when she moves it, how she moves it, what she eats. Then, ma'am, why are you doing Beachbody? Because that is exactly what all of that tells you to do. I probably will end up doing a full video on Ashley because I truly am concerned for her. She cannot quit. She can't. It is 50% of her income comes from Beachbody. It used to be 75%, but it has gone down. So she can't just quit. Her issues run a lot deeper than just not doing the gut protocol. But this is just going to show this program is so detrimental to so many people and their mindset and what they're doing and how they're feeling in their day-to-day life. And then you feel guilty and you feel like you have to come on and explain to everyone why you're not going to do that anymore. You don't need to explain to anyone what your choices are. unless you're a Beachbody coach, I guess, and then you do have to explain your choices because you're trying to sell things to people. But you shouldn't have to explain. You shouldn't have to explain things away. And all of the coaches are feeling like this. So the top coaches are all, I can't say all, several of the top coaches are bailing on the gut protocol because of how horrible they feel. Others are complaining about how horrible they feel in the coaching sessions, but publicly facing are saying that they're doing great. And it is not true. It's not true. It is not going well. And in my opinion, I think we may be watching the downfall. I think that they may have put all of their eggs in the very wrong basket with gut protocol. And I still don't understand why. I don't get it, other than the fact that they thought it was the newest trendy thing and they wanted to jump on that bandwagon. So, friends, don't let friends do the gut protocol. That's going to be what I say from now on. Friends, don't let your friends join an MLM. Friends, don't let your friends go on wacky diets that can be detrimental to their health, that include food restriction and measuring things in containers. You need to find what works for you, but also I think acknowledging that what works for you may not work for someone else, and that it does need to be an individualized thing. I hope that brought some value to you guys, and yeah, I'll be here for your next video. I'm actually going to start a new thing where every Monday Beachbody does their national wake-up call, and I'm going to start looking at those because they're problematic in my opinion, and we're going to go through some of those together. I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure, like, comment, subscribe, all of the things, and I'm also going to link some resources down below, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye, guys.